The Tokyo 2020, which was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic, will take place this summer. A team of Romania exchange program of Seike University Tokyo Paralympic project recently held an online interview with Ms. Sally Wood-Raymond, the president of National Paralympic Committee Romania, and Mr. Alexander Bologer in February 2021.
So I'm Keiko Takeuchi, teaching British history and gender studies at Seike University. Besides, I'm in charge of Seike University Romanian project. This project is related to Musashino City, where our university is located. Musashino City is the host town for Romania at 2020 Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics. So we have been doing a variety of activities in cooperation with Musashino City. We are grateful that President Lamont and Mr. Boroga to let us have such a precious opportunity.
Okay, let me start the interview. First of all, I want to talk about under the coronavirus situation.
It was a very difficult year. And only in July we could start training again. And that means we were in lockdown, total lockdown, from March until July, beginning of July.
How did you maintain your motivation under the coronavirus situation? Can you talk about that, Mr. Alex?
Antrenorul mi-a zis cam ce trebuie să fac, exercițiile care să le fac, iar eu am încercat să le fac cât mai bine acasă, dar a fost foarte dificil deoarece n-a fost lângă mine ca să mă corecteze și să în ciuda am început din școală și am început să învăț din fiecare greșeală până luând astfel medalii progresând urmă. Sportul se schimbă și automat trecând peste greutăți, peste obstacole, devii o persoană mai puternică și reușești să depășești mult mai ușor momentele dificile.
In Romania, what is the main trigger for them to doing sports?
Unfortunately, I know in many countries, in Japan and in Asia, in Europe especially, and in other countries, there is a very good pathway for a person who has had an accident or has a disability, and it starts through immediately they are in hospital or that they are young, and there is a way to get into sport for Paralympic sport. Unfortunately, that does not exist in Romania, and our aim is always to there is no government kind of program that puts a disabled person into sport, unfortunately.
I'd like to hear more about your efforts for the Paralympic athletes.
And I sent two of the trainers to a course in Paris, which was to train judo trainers in Paralympic sport. And they came back, and then they went to the blind school and did a selection. And that's how Alex was chosen for judo, because he was very good, he responded very well.
Judo in Paralympic starts by gripping on the opponent's jacket. I wonder, do you have enough time to think how to attack? or how do you figure opponent's weak point out promptly?
Și atunci, după fiecare de fiecare dată când se oprește meciul și pornim în priză, eu îmi fac cu ajutorul indicațiilor de pe margine, de antrenor.
Deci, practic, pentru tine, faptul că există lângă tine antrenorul este extrem de important în câștigarea bătăliei, nu așa?
Deoarece el vine cu un procedee care poate eu nu l-am simțit și atunci este foarte important ca antrenorul să-mi spună și să merg în cât mai multe stagii să studiez.
Okay, and I would like to ask about Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. Tokyo 2020 Olympic and Paralympic Games are coming this summer. Could you talk about appeal points of Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games, Miss Sally, please?
Well, we're looking forward to sending our team to Tokyo. We are hoping to have at least maybe we'll have Alex, of course. We're hopefully having 2 or 3 table tennis players. We have a cycling team. And we also have hopefully 2 athletes in athletics, and possibly we'll have our swimmer as well, our young swimmer as well to come. I visited Japan 2 years ago with a small Paralympic team. It was one of the most, I think, wonderful experiences I'd had. The culture is wonderful. The children are wonderful. We were given such a welcome, and it's such a beautiful country with, full of culture, full of history.
Miss Sally, what kind of influence do your committee want to have to Romanian society in the future?
We would like to increase our the awareness of Paralympic sport in Romania. We would like to encourage more young people to come to Paralympic sport, and even more so, we would like the parents of these disabled children to send their children to sport, because this is also a problem, that the parents are not happy to send their child to do sport. So this is what we would like for the future. We would like to be thought, all the Paralympic athletes, to be considered the same as Olympic athletes, and everything to be equal, because things are not equal still.
Thank you. Also in Japan, there are not equal that have equal gender, not gender equality in Japan. So yes, not only the physically, but also the mentally, the Paralympic or Olympic should.
I understand.
Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you very much. So we have learned a lot about Paralympics and para judo. And so hopefully see you again and for someone I meet for the first time in Tokyo.